This home that we're about to walk has a workout area that looks out to this interior courtyard right off of the primary suite. If you like unique homes with premium design upgrades, then stick around for a great walkthrough. Hey everyone, Raj Sahu here. I'm a realtor in Central Texas, but you shouldn't always use me as a realtor. More on that a little bit later. Today we're walking through a model home by KC Custom Homes. This home is over 3,800 square feet. It has 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and it is packed with so much custom design work, like this massive front door that we're walking through. Now, KC Custom Homes builds every single one of their homes in its own unique way. They never build the same home twice. So I don't want you to think that this is a set plan and you can't deviate from that plan. It's the complete opposite. This is custom. So if you want to do a flooring design like this, you want to do a stone archway with a chandelier and tall ceilings, as soon as you walk through your front door, then you can absolutely do that, because just like the name states, KC Custom Homes, there is so much room for customization and great design work. And so just look at this home walkthrough as just a representation of what's possible with a builder like this. Now, I usually like to start off in the kitchen, but while we're here, I have to show you this coffered ceiling that's in the living room. You got a fireplace on the right side that has this mantle design, and then on the back wall, you have these massive sliding glass doors that we'll definitely come back to. Now, what I want to get your take on is this stone archway, which is a design element that separates the kitchen from the living room while still keeping both rooms open to each other. I will want to hear from you by the end of this video in the comments section. What did you think of the stonework that's on the inside of the home, and what was your favorite part of the home? I can tell you one of my favorite parts was right here in the kitchen, where they have this floating beam design with a couple transom windows all above the kitchen island, lighting up this kitchen, and it really complements the design work that's in here. Check out the two-tone cabinets. They have this fantastic countertop with these large veins running through it. They extended that same countertop as the backsplash above this Genair stovetop. And then above this backsplash, you have this designer vent hood that matches the color of the kitchen island cabinets. And I've seen this now in a few different custom homes, and I absolutely love it. And I think the reason why is your kitchen island has become more the focal point in most kitchens, especially the size of the kitchen island that's in here. I think if you can match that color to any design element that's going up in the air, like a designer vent hood, it forces your eyes to look upward as soon as you walk into this kitchen. And so you end up looking up at that floating beam design with those two transom windows that we saw previously, and it just takes this kitchen to the next level. And that's what I love about custom homes. There's always something unique in the custom home that I never thought of, and I think this kitchen is a great example of that. Moving on, we have the refrigerator on this side, and then I'm excited to show you the pantry next. So for most homes, the pantry is behind the kitchen. You have to walk out to get to that area, and it's not as accessible as this pantry, which is just to the right of this built-in microwave and oven. So it's kind of got this hidden doorway that I thought was such a cool feature and a surprise when you first get in here, where there is just so much room, as you'll see here. And I like the gushers on the right side. That's quite the throwback to the 1990s, and I'm a 90s kid, so I got a lot of love for the gushers that are on the right side. It's quite the throwback, so definitely drop a comment if you remember gushers from the 1990s. Moving on, we're gonna go to the living room and then head outside, but before we do that, I just want to show you this area where they had a Keurig machine. They had a glass insert inside some of the cabinetry they have in here. And I think if you're a buyer that just has a coffee machine, I think it's a great place for it. For some buyers that have lots of machines, I think they like to put cabinetry and countertops inside their pantry if they have space for it. And that way all your appliances are hidden within your pantry if that's what you prefer. And obviously that's just going to be an option that you discuss with your builder, and something I'm sure it would be easy to do. Getting back into the living room, I love this coffered ceiling design. I got to show it one more time. I think it opens up the space so well. And what also opens up this space are these large windows on the front wall. So that's going to be a look at the front door that we first walked in. You have windows on either side there. And then what I love about this living room is you have natural light coming in from the front, and you have so much natural light coming in from the back, where on the back wall, they did a 20-foot wide by 10-foot tall stackable sliding glass door, meaning all those doors open up to one side. And so the outside of the home feels like it's a part of the inside of the home. And I love that combination. I think if you can imagine these sliding glass doors, but on a lot that backs up to a green belt or backs up to a view, that's quite the dream builder. This specific lot that we're on is a bit unique where it's very wide, and that's why I think they built this sprawling one story that just captures the width of that lot. Later on in the video, I will show you some aerial shots of some different lots that are for sale in this neighborhood that I think will feel a little bit different than what you're seeing here. Now, we are in a community called Vintage Oaks. It's in the New Braunfels, Texas area. If you don't know anything about New Braunfels, it's a suburb that's in between Austin, Texas and San Antonio, Texas. Of course, those are two big cities that are growing fast, especially Austin. And so in between both cities, these suburbs like New Braunfels are also growing very fast. And I think that that's what Vintage Oaks is really taking advantage of. It's a community that's peaceful, serene. It has some terrain within it, so you get some views in certain areas. And so you get that combination of peaceful, serene community, but you're still relatively close by to civilization. You have San Antonio that's under an hour drive, depending on traffic. Austin's a little bit over an hour. But again, you have all this growth between both cities. So you get this combination of hill country living while still being close by to amenities that most people want to be around. Moving on, we are in the dining area, and then after this, I'm excited for you to see the primary suite. There's also a study. There's still a lot to go through here. In the dining room, I like this accent stone wall. It's the same stone that you saw previously with the stone archways. So I like how they keep incorporating that design feature inside the home. And then I like how the dining room is its own separate space, but still looks out to that main living area and kitchen and to other spaces that we'll get to next. So I like how there's privacy inside this home, but it's still very open concept, even though it is a one-story plan. On this side, we just have a separate storage area. I guess you could certainly use this as like a second pantry as well, right off of the kitchen. Now there's gonna be the primary suite on our left side, which we'll get to after we show this study. Now, I don't know if I call this a study for this space. A lot of people call this a Zoom room for so many people who need to just access their computer for like a virtual meeting or something like that. You don't need a huge space for it. I think you can just come in here and have a desk with some good natural light coming off the back wall. And I think this checks a box for a lot of people who maybe don't work from home, don't need a huge space for their study. Now, of course, we're just talking about this specific home, but if you're actually building from scratch with a custom home builder and you need a bigger study, you do work from home, you just adjust the plans. It's as simple as that. Heading into the primary bedroom, I love the double tray ceiling that they have in here. They have a good amount of room for what I think could easily fit a king size bed. They even have room on this side for a sitting area with that similar stone accent wall that we've seen previously. And then wait until you see what's in the primary bathroom. It's definitely one of my favorite parts of this home. They have some great design elements in here where they did a herringbone pattern on the floor. They did toe kick lighting underneath the cabinets. You have a freestanding tub, and above that tub, you have this ceiling design with two chandeliers. I like how they painted the ceiling that dark color that matches the floor, really breaks up the space, provides also a contrast in this bathroom. But I think this is going to be the best part. So on this side, behind the mirrors is a look into the interior courtyard that we saw at the very beginning of the video. Let me give you a closer look. So essentially there are 4 mirrors on this side. In between each of those mirrors is a look right into the interior courtyard. So you actually have all this natural light pouring into this primary bathroom, along with some of the transom windows that are there in the walk-in shower, above the freestanding tub. There is so much great design work in here, and it was so surprising getting into this bathroom because I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And I have to give a shout out to the director of marketing for KC Custom Homes who walked me through this home. His name's Cameron. And you could just tell he took so much pride in some of the design elements that were in this home because it does make this home feel very unique and special. And I think showcasing what's possible so people can go out and build their own unique, special home, I think that process is amazing. And that's why I love featuring homes like this. It really inspires you to build your own home and make it yours. I think everything I just said from a design standpoint continues in this massive walk-in shower. I love how they have dark tiles on the walls. They have this shampoo niche that has this lighter tile accent. And on the floor, you also have a lighter tile, so there's some great contrast in here. And then here's the next surprise. Inside the walk-in shower is a sauna. I think that's what takes this bathroom to a whole nother level. And it's so funny walking in here. I've had so many people, especially through the pandemic, tell me that they've experienced a sauna for the first time, and it's been such a life changer. And I think through the pandemic, people we don't really have anything else to do, right? There's no socializing, so I guess sitting in a sauna was something to do. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but I've had a few friends put in a sauna in their home, and they absolutely swear by it. So if you also swear by saunas, you absolutely love it, I want to know why in the comments. Is it something I should look into further, or is it just a trend that happened through the pandemic because we had nothing else to do? I want to know. So somebody tell me in the comments. Okay, moving on, we're going to see the primary closet next, and then we have that workout room that I want to show you in full detail. And there's still a lot within the home that I want you to see. And then by the end of this video, I'll also show you those lots that I was referencing earlier. Lots that are here in the community, but keep in mind you can build on your own lot with KC Custom Homes. And there are so many different options for lots that offer hill country living along this Austin San Antonio metro. Just to go through a few, west of here, you have Bulverde, you have Bourne, Texas, which are suburbs of North San Antonio. North of this community of Vintage Oaks, you have Canyon Lake, which has some great topography around it. You have Wimberley. And then I think even further up north from there, more along the western corridor of Austin, you have suburbs like Spicewood, Lago Vista, Jonestown. Even in the northern corridor of Austin, you have Liberty Hill, which does have a lot more custom home options opening up. There are plenty of different areas, as you can tell, to get these custom home lots that offer that hill country living. So if you need more details on that, reach out to me. My info is in the description of this video. Moving on, we just saw the utility room, so where that big printing machine was, that would be your washer and dryer. And then this is your workout room, but I want to come back to this area from the living room. If I keep going through these doorways, this really turns into a maze because it is a one-story plan and we're over 3,800 square feet. I'll give you one last look at this primary bathroom before we leave it, but I want to show you where everything is from the living room, because I think you'll find that main living area is the center point of this home, and then everything is off of that main living area, and that's what you'll see here right off of the kitchen. So they have what they're calling a study. You'll see that labeled on the windowsill, but obviously you could use this room however you like. People could use this as like a breakfast nook area, or if your kids need to do some schoolwork, or maybe if you homeschool, I think this would be a great area for it. I like how it offers this large window that looks out to the front of the home, and it's a pretty good look of Vintage Oaks. And by the way, at the end of this video, I'll also take my drone up in the air above this home so you can get a good feel of what the community looks like from an aerial shot. Now, beyond this second study or breakfast nook area, whatever you want to call it, you do have very quick access to the utility room and the workout room that I wanted to show in detail. So you don't have to go through your primary bedroom and bathroom to get here. This is going to be that same utility room that we saw through the primary closet that's in front of us. So you have some good cabinetry and built-ins in here. And then again, on this side where this very large printing machine is, where that would be your washer and dryer area. Now, they do have this printing machine because when they print the blueprints of your home, they have these big pieces of paper that they've put it on, so no detail is missed. Heading over to the workout room, I like how when you enter or exit a lot of these rooms, you're always hit with one of these windows, and on a large lot like this, where you have a huge front yard, everything just feels so spacious because of all the windows that are here. And that includes what we're seeing here in this workout area. Now, I think this is quite the dream builder, where I like how they have some yoga mats that you could obviously place down here. And if you want natural light on a one-story plan, you know, there aren't that many exterior walls. There's a lot of space on the interior on a one-story. But you can do something cool like this, where you have this interior courtyard, you have the massive window that looks out to it, makes it feel like you're outside. This was right off of the primary bathroom, which was right there, which we saw previously. And then they even have a doorway that leads out to this outdoor courtyard area from the inside of the home. And I thought this was probably the most unique thing I've seen in a home, where you can just come outside, get a glimpse of the sun. You have that huge window to the left of us that looks out to your workout room. And then I'm sure you remember the primary bathroom. In between the 4 mirrors that were there was that big window that looked out to the courtyard that we're in. And that's a good look at it. So you still get privacy in your primary bathroom. It's not like anybody can, hop into this courtyard anyway, unless you're like Spider-Man or something. So I think you're probably pretty good with privacy there. But I just love that you get all this access to natural light on the inside of your home. Because again, on a one-story plan, this is not easy to do. And I like how KC Custom Homes is thinking outside the box, providing some unique ways to get natural light in there, either via that outdoor courtyard on the inside of your home, or even those transom windows in the kitchen above those floating beams, which I thought was fantastic. Now down that hallway would be access to your garage. Keep in mind they have that garage space built out now as office space. So there's just a few people working there, so I'll give them privacy, but once they sell this home in the future, they'll turn that into a garage. Now, while we head over to the other side of the home, where in front of us we'll see a sitting room for reading, like a small nook area, and then we'll see a few more bedrooms on that side. And this is going to be a look again at the front door. So we're just going to the other side of the front door and covering this side of the home. I did want to cover the differences between a custom home builder and a production home builder. If you don't know anything about new construction, the majority of new construction sales come from production home builders. So these are those builders that are in so many different communities, lots of master plan communities, and in each of those communities, they offer a set amount of plans. Those floor plans do offer some structural upgrade options, but beyond those structural upgrade options, if you ask for something to change within the plan, oftentimes you're going to be told no. And that's because those production home builders, they're just doing more volume. So when they do more volume, they leave less room for customization, and that's why they offer floor plans where you have to fit into that floor plan and you can't really deviate beyond what the options are within those floor plans. Now, I'm not knocking production home builders. I've actually represented buyers now with 18 different production home builders just in the last 2 years. So I know the good ones, I know the bad ones, I know everything in between. But my point in sharing all this with you is if you are very particular of the flow of a plan, or you want your home catered around your needs and you can't get that in a production home builder's plan, that's when you'd want to go custom, because you have so much more room for designing exactly what you want in your home. Moving on, we are in the full bathroom that's accessible from the hallway, and the door in front of me was just a hall closet. And wait until you see one of these bedrooms has very tall ceilings. Before we get there, I'll just go in order and show you this bedroom, which does have some privacy in here. I like how it backs up to some greenery on that back window. And then keep in mind, I told you earlier in the video about 6 or 7 different suburbs that all have rolling hills and lots with views. So if you can imagine this home on a lot that would have a view, think of all those windows in the back wall and what that view would be like. Because I've shown a lot of videos on my channel that have amazing views. I was thinking of this home with all these different areas, like the main living area with the sliding glass door, the study before the primary suite, and then all these bedrooms that have windows off the back wall. I would love to see this with a view. Now, you don't have to imagine this next part of what it would look like. You can just see it. Very tall ceiling, as you see here. I love how they did this in a spare bedroom. It just makes it feel so unique when you walk into this room. And obviously, it just makes the space feel so much bigger as well. And then accessible inside this bedroom is a Jack and Jill full bathroom in between the last 2 bedrooms that were in here. So while I walk through this, I did want to just clarify something I said earlier in the video, which is you shouldn't always use me as a realtor. And I say that often in my videos because I truly believe that if you do work with a realtor, you want to work with somebody who knows your criteria inside and out. They've worked with that criteria before, and they know what your best options are right away. They're not winging it. They're not just trying to figure it out. Because trust me, you don't want to make the biggest purchase of your life with somebody who's just figuring it out as they go. And that's why when people reach out to me, I get to know their criteria. And once I identify their criteria, it's very simple for me to look at my back-end data of, first off, what I've done and what my experience is and what my realtor partner's experience is. And if I find that there's a realtor partner that I have that has more experience in a certain area, whether that's a specific type of home or it's a specific location or both, then I will happily connect you with that realtor partner. To give you an example of that, I had my first cousin sell their home recently, and they live very close to me, and in their community there is a realtor that dominates listings. And I just sat down with my cousin and told him nobody's going to sell their home for more money than that realtor. Not me, not anybody else. And I wasn't surprised to hear that their home lasted 4 days on market to multiple offers because they had a very good strategy with that realtor. And so my point is, reach out to me. My information's in the description of this video, and I will be upfront and honest with you on what I think is your best path to get into this market, whether that's on the buy side or whether you're selling your home, no matter where it is in the country. I have access to data that I can look at to connect you with the best people if I can't help you personally. Now, I did tell you I was going to take my drone up in the air, show you some aerial shots, and here it is. So we're going to go over the home, but just take a look at how wide this home is. And I know I didn't get a good view of it, but the driveway is a side entry garage. It goes around to the back of this home. It's a very unique lot. And as you'll see as we go up into the air, this community of Vintage Oaks has fantastic greenery, has some terrain, and has so many different good parts of this community where you can still build from scratch. Here's an example of that. This is what I was referencing earlier, where you can go on their website, click take the tour, and I love how when you click on a sky view, it pulls up this overhead shot of the lot. You can click around, see what's around the lot. You can even click on the footsteps that are here and go into the lot. And most builders do not do this, but regardless of whether they do or don't, I'm here for you, so just reach out to me and I can always work on getting footage like this to get you a feel of what's possible here in the Central Texas area. Like I said earlier, I want to hear from you in the comments. What was your favorite part about the home that we just walked? And then if you can't get enough of these home walkthroughs, you want to see another custom home walkthrough that has an amazing view off the backyard, click on the thumbnail that's appeared on your screen. And as always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.